Hello and welcome to the debrief. It's Dave O'Neill here, travelling to Garfield in Gippsland with none other than Danny McGinlay.
G'day, Dave. I love that new intro. It's always just so upbeat.
It's upbeat. I'm just trying. I don't want to rush or anything. There's a lack of energy. I'm being realistic of how I feel.
No, I mean your music. The way
I like the music.
I like the new song. Oh, it's probably not new to you, but
going on the drive.
Yeah, that
do a little
debrief.
Debrief. That's me singing with Kit Warhurst, Miff's brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he does a lot of music. He does the music on
Fisk probably.
Yeah, I wonder if he does do Fisk. He definitely did Rosehaven. Very talented man. He was in Rocket Science, the 90s band, 2000s band. Anyway, they're big on Triple J, Rocket Science. Anyway, here we are. We're going to Garfield. Now, I've been here quite a few times on the edge of Gippsland.
You told me it's past Pakenham.
Yeah, that's what I've told everyone, but I stopped telling it to people because Peter Hallier got out of the car and yelled across the road, "It's nowhere near fucking Pakenham." And then the guy, Brad, who you meet, he's a great guy, he's a publican, he's like, "What if everyone say it's so far out?" I'm like, "Mate, you live out here.
Yeah.
It's far away. It's, you know."
What time we get? How long does it take?
No, it'll take about, depending on traffic.
We've been driving about, half an hour? And
should take another half an hour if the traffic's no good.
That's nothing.
Just go that.
Oh, Dave's just ran a red light, everyone.
No, that's not a red light. That's just like a...
Is it a suggestion?
Those freeway lights.
You're like a dad with a use-by date now.
Yes, I am. I am. But, no, it's a great gig. You'll love it. And, everyone that comes out makes a comment on stage about how far it is. Like, I think Kitty Flanagan, she made a comment. I can't remember what she said, but something along the lines of, "Where the fuck are we?" You know.
All right, I'll not do that. Thanks. Good to know.
Well, no, you can, because they all sort of agree, but they all live out here.
No, well, if everyone's done it, I don't want to do it. I don't want to be hacked.
Mate, you don't want to be hacked, man. I'll do it. I'll do 5 minutes on it. Like, where the fuck are we, guys? Are we in Cooey-Rup or, you know?
What are the... can I guess the other jokes that people do? So since it's Garfield, is there... Oh, no, I hate Mondays out here.
No, they haven't done that one.
Oh,
no
what?
Done that.
How's the lasagna at the pub?
Yeah, people have done that.
All right.
Yeah. My son does that one every time.
Nice.
Where's Udi or whatever his name is?
Odie.
Yeah.
What's Actually, you never get a pub lasagna these days.
No, very rarely you get a pub lasagna. I made lasagna the other night, actually. I made mushroom lasagna.
Oh.
It's pretty good, actually. Cause,
yeah?
Have you heard of a Nagi? Do you know Nagi's cooking? Nagi, the Tin Eats recipe? She's put out a cookbook.
No.
Oh, she's fantastic. So all her recipes are pretty good and tasty.
Why is she called Tin Eats? Sounds
I
like
don't know.
It's out of a tin.
Recipe
That's not
Tin
ideal.
Eats. Her recipes are great. Anyway, it was pretty tasty mushroom lasagna.
How many different types of mushroom?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm.
You're a bit of a cook, aren't you?
I am a bit of a cook, yeah.
Okay, so you have to get normal mushrooms and those other ones that you have to soak. That give it the punch.
Oh, the dry ones?
Yes.
Not shiitake.
No, they like shiitake.
Yeah,
they start with a P.
But they're fancier.
Portobello?
Yeah, that could be it.
Something like that. You can buy them in most shops. Most supermarkets that have them.
My wife and kids don't like mushrooms.
Yeah, that's one of my kids did. But they're a bit old. How old are your kids now?
6 and 8. But my wife, who's, 39, doesn't like them either, so...
Can you say it like Borat? My wife.
My wife! Who's joking? I think maybe I read that as a tweet. Do you know who really hates my Borat impression? My wife!
Bloody hell. I was just... Borat's been, working up a live show in Sydney and Perth.
Well, I
know people that have written on it.
That's right. I was in Sydney last week, and I heard...
Did Borat turn up?
Borat did not turn up, but I asked, some of the... Because it jogged my memory while I was at the Comedy Store. I'm going, that's right, I heard that Sacha Baron Cohen was
He just turns up as Borat and goes on and does material.
Well, no, but he doesn't just turn up. They block out, the audience have to hand over their phones to security. Fair enough. So it's not just a turn up. And often the real comics aren't allowed in the green room.
Yeah.
And that's rubbish.
He's probably changed. He's getting the Borat wig on.
Well, yeah, but... Mate, you're backstage. That's our workspace as well.
I know.
You're doing 5 minutes of test materials not as important as the headliner.
I know. Does he do the whole... I wonder if he just does a little bit, does he? Or
yeah, he just does little spots. And apparently it's... Well, from a few of the comics told me it wasn't going that well, but...
but imagine following Borat.
Yeah, I know.
Man, I loved his work. As someone said... You can still love the comedian. You don't necessarily have to hang out with them. You know what I mean? Like Louis C.K. is still a good comic. You just don't want to go back to his room and have him stand in the doorway. do his thing. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, yeah, I know. It's awkward, though. I love... One of the best jokes I've heard in the past 5 years, Peter Hellier's joke about we always have to separate the art from the artist. You never have to do that with scientists. Like if it found out, how's he say? If you found out Isaac Newton had done something dodgy, would you stop using gravity?
Yeah.
Such a good bit.
He's got some very good stuff lately, Peter Hellier. He's bloody hell. He's been working up so much new stuff. I only know because I saw him at Garfield Hotel.
Ah, there we go. How does he? I mean, I suppose his kids are getting older, so he's got time.
No, they're my age. They're my age.
They're your age, his
Sorry.
kids.
Yeah, they're
your
57. No, they're my kids' age. They're almost exactly the same age.
Oh, so there we go. So yeah, you've got.
I got 19. Oh, no, I got plenty of time. I just don't use it well. Yeah, once they're at high school, it's like you drop them. I still got to get up and make their lunches and take them to school.
What's in a 14-year-old's lunch these days?
No, just like they're pretty good. They're like a sandwich, some carrot sticks, a bit of dip, a biscuit.
Bit of dip.
They have a bit of dip, you know.
Yeah, but
also bets are off at high school. You can have peanut butter. They don't care.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
Care. You know, and occasionally you can put in some pizza or, you know. Like...
Mate, how bad's this? My kids are going to Westgarth Primary School. Oh, well,
yeah, so it's inner north.
Inner north. No lunch orders.
Yeah, that's disappointing.
It's a
so
generation.
they don't have a canteen?
No canteen, no lunch orders. It's just like, so I'll chuck in a little Mars bar on a Friday.
I occasionally put in a Freddo Frog or that.
That's nothing compared to the pie and Big M that you and I used to get.
We bloody used to love it. Used to love it. But I had my wife, she was a one lunch order a year on their birthday.
Oh, no!
I was once a week.
I remember in your book, you said that's how you knew lower class from middle class and upper class. Mind you, looking back, there were a few kids who got lunch orders every day, but that's because their parents were bogans.
Yes. And you had to worry about those kids. Like, what the fuck's going on at their house?
Yeah.
Like, had mum died or something? Like, that's what I always thought. But no, I loved the lunch order. And at the kids' primary school, they still have a canteen lady, Jane. Well, they're all gone from primary school. And I occasionally would volunteer. God, it would bloody exhaust me. I had to go back to bed after the last session I did there.
How many hours do you do?
Turn about 9, work till about 2. Fuck, it killed me.
Yeah, that's
bloody
pretty
making
intense.
Sandwiches, and she's cooking stuff for the teachers, and Jesus Christ.
I do remember once a girl in my grade 1 class got a lunch order, and the teacher read it out to everyone to say, "Oh, isn't Susanna great? She's ordering such a nice lunch."
Oh, like salad sandwich.
Yeah. And I remember just thinking, what a waste.
Yeah.
What an absolute suck to the teacher.
Yeah, well, so lunches these days, pretty straightforward. I mean, you always ask, what have the other kids got? And there's always the extremes. There's like the healthy Pritikin kid who has like a lot of vegetables and fruit. And then there's always the kid, he's got a box of barbecue shakes and a can of Coke.
Oh, man,
like,
my best friend at primary school, I'll name and shame, Konstantinos Kotsiras, his parents worked pretty hard. So his grandparents who lived with him made his lunch.
Oh.
Fairy bread sandwiches. Every day.
Yeah, therefore, Costa, beautiful boy. Costa. Oh, now I'm turning to Borat again. Beautiful boy. Yeah, well, you know, I mean, I had a lot of ethnic kids at my high school, Italians and Greeks and Yugoslavs.
Yeah.
They had the best lunches.
They had great stuff.
No, they had good stuff.
What was in your sandwich growing up?
Peanut butter every day.
Every day?
Every day until third year uni when Mum still made our lunches. Till university. And then I had a job at Swinburne where Dad was a TAFE teacher and Mum worked in admin part-time, and she would still make my lunch. Yeah, it was good.
Wow. Do you have butter on the peanut butter, or are you just a nudist?
I think it was butter as well. These days I wouldn't go butter, but back then, Mum...
Yeah, I like butter with peanut butter.
See, that's how I always say, I've tried to write stand-up about it, but there's definitely something in lunches because we would have the same thing every day. A biscuit, an apple, peanut butter sandwich. My twin brother Glenn had Vegemite, right?
Yes.
And occasionally a packet of chips. These days, my son's like, Dad, I don't like that type of hummus. Can you get the other sort?
Yeah.
They're arguing about what sort of hummus they're getting.
And my daughter just wants something different every day, which is just even worse.
The worst.
My sandwich growing up was always Straz and tomato sauce.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Have you had Straz lately?
Yeah, about every 6 months I'll go and buy a small one.
Yeah.
And I rarely buy white bread, but I'll get myself a half loaf just for that.
They're pretty nice.
Oh,
Straz, I mean, it's a very mild salami, basically.
I mean, we're doing now the Junkies. It's a sweet, sweet, sweet memory jogger.
It is. It is.
But Kitty won't do the Kitty wouldn't do a Strass sandwich.
No, she's vegan, so
I'd like to do a spin-off podcast with you.
Yeah, we should do processed meat.
We'll do processed meat and
chicken loaf.
And even like party pies and sausage rolls and stuff.
Yeah, because she's not into that stuff.
Yeah, it is a gaping hole in your that perfect podcast.
She hang on a sec. Just turn the thing down. There we go. She she's not into pies and that.
And she also, because you talk about the long road trips and that you go on and you stop at the servo and you go nuts.
Yeah.
Whereas that's where I will treat myself to a McDonald's or a KFC my favourite is charcoal chicken. If I can find a local charcoal chicken shop, then you've got a bit of regional variance.
Best.
But it's always the best. Yeah.
Do you go to the one in Fairfield, the
Rooster Bar? Hell yeah, I do. That's fantastic,
awesome.
That one.
That's a great chicken shop. It's a great chicken shop. And there's a good one. I mean, this is very localised. There's a good one in Clifton Hill.
Well, that used to be Rooster Bar.
Yeah. Now it's more upmarket, but it's still good. It's more healthy. It's the cook shop.
You're turning me off it. There used to be one in Clifton Hill called Clifton's Chickens.
Yes, I remember that.
And that kept quarter chicken chips under $5 for the long till it died.
God.
Probably that's why it died.
That's probably why it died.
Became a flight centre. Disappointing.
Now, the last time I saw you on screen was you did that very funny sketch about Collingwood.
Oh,
and that was fantastic because
a horror movie.
Yeah, for people that don't know, it was sort of like, you explain it. It was like
it was. So I did a fake movie trailer for a fake horror movie, and the punchline was that Collingwood are actually good.
Yes,
Collingwood the most.
So I had people on the phone going, "No, I think it's true. No, they're good."
Mr. Prime Minister, we've got the figures.
Yeah,
it's up on my YouTube.
Yeah, have a look. It's very. My wife is a big fan of your work.
Oh, good.
Oh, Danny McGinlay, say hello. He is so funny. Well, he should be on some show.
I used to be.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Well, yeah, what show? Yeah, it's hard.
I used to be on the show doing all this, and then pandemic happened, and Channel 7 axed all their footy shows.
Yes.
So now I just do it myself. There's no point bitching and moaning. Just get it done. Sure, you don't get paid. It's a lot more work, but still.
Yeah, still, but it could lead to something. That's why you do it. And also, fun. It gets... You must have got a lot of hits on that. Not
too much. I'm not great at the social media cut-through for some reason.
Should have... Collingwood fans, and then at the end you had the Collingwood fan like a zombie approaching the... If you're a fan of Collingwood, or if you don't like the Collingwood Football Club, have a look, it's very funny.
You just encapsulated all of humanity.
Yeah, well, most.
If you're a fan of Collingwood, or you don't like Collingwood, that's everyone.
Well, I went to that Geelong-Collingwood game where Geelong beat them. Oh, my God.
But with a goal in the dying minute.
With Gary Rowan dropping the ball and handing it to Holmes, I think. And the Collingwood Army were just oh, my God. So loud.
They're very loud, but they're also very... Do you know, actually, I got into a fight at a Collingwood game earlier this year. The Bulldogs were not a punch-on, just a verbal disagreement. The Bulldogs smashed them, which was brilliant, my team, the Bulldogs. And for the last quarter, me and my mate Shane, who I always go with, we went and sort of sat down the wing in the reserve seating. Like, we just went and found some empty seats. Which the Collingwood people around there are like, why are you here? You're not supposed to be here. This isn't your seat. Yeah, and you're a bit like that. But, they can't do anything because it's towards the end of the game. No,
exactly. Remember that you used to be able to get in for free at the end?
Yes.
Just wandering.
I was so Devo when they stopped that.
They stopped that, did they?
Yeah, you can't do it. And it's not like they announced they're stopping doing it. I just rocked up once going, hey, last quarter start. I'll go watch that. No, you can't come in. What?
They still have people on the gates.
Yeah. I had to get a pass out from someone. God. But anyway, because of the reserve seat. And but then we just keep yelling out supportive things. And then I swore once. And all these Collingwood fans go, all right, that's it.
Yeah.
Have some decorum. One of them said, have some decorum. Mate, you go for Collingwood.
Yeah.
You are the most feral fans on earth.
Oh, man. Yeah. I mean, my dad was massive Collingwood. My brothers still are, but... And
I'm sure they're feral.
Oh, my dad was absolutely feral at the games. But that's why when the Swans got in against Geelong, the Swans supporters, as Lawrence Mooney points out, they're like, go Swans. And when something happens, they go, what? They have to explain. Someone has to explain to them what's going on.
It's like a 3-second delay at the SCG. What was great, I was once doing a gig at the Comedy Store in Sydney, which is next to the SCG. So to kill time, I went and watched a random Swans game. And so I'm just yelling random stuff. And I've got my greatest hits that I will yell at any footy game. Just, but they'd never heard anything like it.
Oh, really?
I was getting applause breaks.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, well, so have a look at Danny's YouTube channel.
YouTube, TikTok, it's all going up there. I'm going to be doing some stuff for the Soccer World Cup as well.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, well, my vision is there's a lot of people, probably, well, Dave, I'm guessing you have zero interest in the
soccer World Cup. But I know a lot of people do.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people who would like to be interested in it, but aren't going to get up at 4 a.m.
That's true.
So I'm going to create a daily brief.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Of just explaining what happened, hopefully with a couple of jokes, and because we can't have highlights.
I was talking to someone about it today, and Australia are in it, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they play
announced today.
Oh, we
play France at 6 a.m. France, who won it last time, so we're in a bit of trouble. Although France are apparently in a bit of the team that has won the World Cup never gets out of the group in the next tournament.
Oh, it's like AFL, mate.
It's a bit of a curse
AFL,
to have won it. Although you win the World Cup, so it's not a curse.
But so what about But it's not a knockout, is it?
You play 3 games, and then out of the 2 better teams of your group of 4 go through to the knockouts.
Wow.
And we did that once in 2006.
And has the bearded goalkeeper who saved the day last time got in the team?
He has, which is very surprising.
Oh, yeah, because I read that he was under... What's his name?
Redmayne.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah, everyone loves him. But he's not even like the first choice keeper for Sydney FC.
Oh my God.
He's just like the penalties guy that
some dude
brought on. Yeah. But he's in the squad, and I'm very happy for him.
Yeah, he saved the day.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Our captain, the Socceroos captain, is a guy called Matt Ryan, who is the number 1 goalkeeper for a team in Spain. So
wow.
We're not dropping him.
So what's he going to do?
What?
Does he play normal footy? Soccer?
What do you mean?
Well, hang on, he's the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Do you have several goalkeepers, do you?
You always have 3 in the squad.
Okay, well, there you go.
2 or 3.
I don't know anything about soccer.
So Redmayne and the other guy, Danny McGinlay, will probably just train and enjoy a holiday.
Have you done soccer clubs before? Like stand-up?
Yeah.
I went and did Dandenong City.
How are they?
Oh, man, it's hilarious. I walk in and the guy goes, mate, you're the only skip here. Have a look. And it's true. It was full of Croats. A lot of Croats, I think. Greeks, Italians. But they were great.
They are great. They're very passionate clubs. They get involved. I'll tell you this, Dave. I once did, for the 2014 World Cup, Heidelberg United had a bit of a function, a dinner dance thing. And the entertainment was me doing 15 minutes of stand-up, which went okay. But then they got some past greats from Heidelberg United, to have a comedy debate. And the debate was that Maradona was a better player than Pelé.
2 of the greats. Even I know them. I know them.
That debate ended in blows.
That's not even their people. Well, whatever. Who cares?
No, but they were just got right there, and there was no comedy to the debate. They were just dying on a hill, getting so angry at the other one.
I love it.
And then they punched on. It was hilarious.
I love it. That's great. Oh man, those sporting clubs can be a mixed. You don't know what you're walking into sometimes.
It's very nerve-wracking.
It's just like, what's this going to be like?
Because you never know if it's going to be them going, oh, yeah, you think you're funny, or, mate, yes, talk to
us. Oh, great, this is awesome, or, I turn up to one at where'd Rosie from? Strathmore? Strathmore, near the airport.
Strathfield.
And I walk in and some guy I thought, I've obviously got the wrong place. There's no function on here today. Yeah. Some guy goes, what are you doing here? I said, I don't know, is there a comedy thing on? He's like, oh, no, Gary, we got a comedian on. Yeah, we got a comedian on today. I'm like, oh, God. But that was all right.
Did anyone show up? More people showed up?
Well, it was like an old players thing. But,
that's all right.
But, tough guys from the north and western suburbs in my age group, that's not necessarily an easy crowd.
No.
So.
The first question I always ask when I get there is, did you win today?
Yeah, that's important.
Such a factor.
Well, they were playing the reserves were playing. So, Before the game. It was before the game. So, yeah, anyway. Well, we're off to Garfield, so tune back in and we'll let you know how it goes. The great Garfield pub with me, you, and Lehmo, who's making his own way here.
Very good lineup.
Well, yeah, it's A grade. Anyway, here we are back on the debrief. We've done the Garfield Hotel. Danny McGinlay, Lehmo, and myself. It was good fun, wasn't it, Danny?
Man, that was great fun. What a great pub. I want to go back there and
it's a
have
great
a meal and stuff.
old school pub,
Yeah.
Garfield. If you're ever it's on the edge of Gippsland, so it's only an hour from the city, from Melbourne, and even closer if you live in the eastern suburbs. So, even if you're travelling around and you're, from interstate, it is a good, fun country pub, old school. They left the main bar the same when they bought that pub years ago.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell they've renovated it a bit and it's lost a bit of charm, but it's probably easy to clean now.
Yes, probably. But no, it's a good, fun crowd, and you went well. They
dug
loved
it. Today, now, we should just, for context, point out, this is probably the first really hot day of the year.
Yes, in Melbourne.
Today,
yes.
And everyone was a bit sort of caught off guard.
A bit hot.
Yeah, everyone was a bit hot.
Yes.
But it was fine for Lehmo because the sun had gone down at that stage.
Yeah, we went on when it was light.
Yeah.
But we're used to it.
We can handle it.
We can handle it. It's fine.
The publican's a good bloke. See, that's what it is, Lehmo. Dave, sorry.
Yeah.
That's what it is. That pub is run by the guy who works there.
Yes.
He's not a manager.
It's not a corporate thing.
Corporation.
Yeah, exactly.
So he would know all the regulars' names, their orders. He would, it's in his vested interest to stay open. Like, how many pubs? I know you don't go to pubs that much, Dave, except for work. But so often you're at the pub and you get there at 10 o'clock and it's full and it's cranking, and then they go, all right, last drinks.
Yeah, you're like, what?
We want to go home. We want to go home. And it's like, yeah, but we want to stay out.
We're in a pub the other night. We very rarely go out, me and my wife. We went and saw a rock band called Idols, and they're good English band, and young people like them, Danny, young people.
Okay, yeah.
And
they're like the Wiggles, are they? Okay.
Well, we only know them because my wife's niece and nephew like them, and they're in their 20s. So
you just followed them around.
They were there,
That's and so idea.
We had a drink with them afterwards at the Duke. Across the road.
The Duke in the city?
Yeah, the Duke of Edinburgh. Duke of Wellington, that's
Duke of Wellington, yeah.
One of the oldest pubs in Melbourne.
But that is very corporate. That is run by a corporation.
Oh, mate, I know, because it got to 11:30, like, last drinks. You're like, what? Fucking, what time is it?
So, and it would have been full of people who've just been at the forum having a good time. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
That's like, and I know doing comedy gigs in those corporate pubs, they're fucked. You go, we're going to put a comedy night on, and then they're like, great, send us some posters. You get there on the day. Oh, we haven't sold many tickets. You see the posters on the floor of the manager's office. You're like, well, did you put up the posters? Oh, Derek was going to do that.
Good old Derek. Yeah, you need to be as militant as our mutual friend Carl Chandler for chasing things up and micromanaging. You need to be.
Carl's a bit on this podcast. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, I think with me and Carl,
yeah,
we're on together
possibly
after one of his gigs.
Yes, possibly. The great man. He's currently in Thailand on a bender.
Who would have guessed?
How many times has that guy been to Thailand? 20 times?
How many times has that guy been on holiday this year?
It's incredible, and he's got a child.
He's got a young child, and he just pops off all the time, and he works his ass off.
Well, he's a good thing to bring up with your wife or my wife if they ever complain. We go, what about Carl?
Yeah, what about her? He doesn't really work with,
I know.
with my wife.
Nor with mine.
They're a bit too smart.
Oh, you're going to bring up him again, are you? Oh,
yeah. I didn't marry him either.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yep, good point.
Anyway, no, it was a good fun gig, and Lehmo was very funny. They were loving his stuff about being old, because they were an older crowd.
They were an older crowd, yeah.
There was one young man, one or two young people, but not many. But anyway, they
were fun.
Yeah, they were good, and you had some good stuff. That was funny stuff about the Bulldogs, the advantages of being a Bulldog supporter.
Yeah, it's a bit older gear, and because I opened with, you told the crowd that I was I was a Bulldogs
wrote
fan.
the Western Bulldogs banner,
and I did do that. But I reckon I'm the only comedian brought on by telling everyone what footy team.
Yeah, it's true, and you're right. It's like a 5-year-old at barbecue. This is Tony. He likes the Bulldogs.
Yay.
Yay! Yeah, it is a very funny observation. You're right. Who brings on Peter Halley and goes, ladies and gentlemen, he's a Collingwood supporter. Yeah. Here he is. Dave Hughes, he's a Carlton supporter.
Is Dave O'Neill. It used to be a Bulldog supporter.
That's
treacherous man.
Well, I was never really into footy. As you know, I was never really into it. And but when I started on Nova, the boss said, you've got to pick a team. And it can't be Carlton because that's Hughes's team. Well, I was never going to pick Carlton anyway. So I was
Why didn't you pick your dad's team?
Well, Collingwood. Yeah, that's what Hallier says. When I met you, you were a Collingwood supporter. I'm like, I wasn't really. You just asked me what team, and I said my dad's team, Collingwood, because we grew up in a very Collingwood house. But I was never into it. Never went to the footy. Went once with him, but obviously Mum would say, just let your father go by himself, because it's like a good release for him, like he'd lose his mind.
Yeah.
Start arguments with Hawthorn supporters.
Yeah, I've got to say, I take my 8-year-old son to Bulldogs games, and it's a pretty special sort of embarrassment when your son takes the loss better than you.
Yes.
He is so much more mature than me.
Well, I know that. Well, I've seen that with Hughesy, and he gets working with him on radio. I could tell whether Carlton had lost or won when he came in on Monday morning. He's like,
Hughesy once told me a great thing about Carlton. He said, "I'm like a heroin addict. I don't feel good when they win. I need them to win just to feel normal."
That's funny. Well, he's a very funny man. But anyway, I chose the Bulldogs because I was living in Footscray.
Yeah.
And I always liked the Bulldogs. But again, I didn't go to the games or anything. And
no, in fact, I remember when one of the players came, because I'm mates with a few of the players, he came and sat front row centre. And you
Comics
asked
Lounge.
Which one are you? Are you Bontempelli?
That's right.
Are you the most famous player on the team? No, he wasn't. That was Clay Smith.
It was Clay Smith, right. Yeah, no, I mean, I loved it when they won the grand final, but, I got offered a ticket to buy it, and I said to the Bulldogs, and I said, no, I don't want to buy it. I'll give it to someone who's an actual supporter, like sell it to someone who's a real supporter. And then I got into Cats because, my wife's from Geelong, and my daughter started to get into it. And I had to take her to the games with her nana, who was a big Geelong supporter. Then she died, and so then I had to take the mantle up. Anyway, I'll tell you what, though, I was down the beach in Lorne and I saw one of your stars, Bailey Smith.
Oh, yeah. Good-looking unit.
Good looking with his girlfriend. It was pretty funny. So I'm standing at the checkout and the girl comes over to the other girl at the checkout and goes, "Oh, my God, we've got a genuine star in the supermarket." I'm like, all right, settle down, ladies.
You heard of the junkies?
Yeah. Are you a fan of the debrief? And... No, girls that age go, "My mum loves you." And these days, sometimes "My nana loves you."
Nice.
But anyway, she goes, "Bailey Smith's over there." And the other girl goes, "Oh my God. And then Bailey Smith wanders over to the checkout that I'm at. And he opens up the Herald Sun and there's photos of him in there. And he's going like this. He's just going under his breath, "Like, get fuck off. Yeah. Fucking bullshit. Fucking." And then his girlfriend comes and goes,
Are you sure he wasn't just reading Andrew Bott's column?
Yeah. Good point. And then his girlfriend comes and goes, "Don't worry about it, Bailey. Come on, Bailey. Come on, don't worry about it. Just leave it." He's like, "Oh." And he wanders off. I'm still at the checkout. 5 minutes later, he comes back without the girlfriend, and he opens up the Herald Sun. He's like, "Oh, fucking bullshit." And I said, "Mate, you're going to have to buy that paper, buddy." That's what I said to him. But he's an impressive-looking dude.
Yeah, he works hard on his physique.
And his girlfriend looked very normal and very nice.
Oh, that's good.
She's like putting up with a... But he's funny because a lot of AFL players would walk down the street and people would go, "Is that... Nah," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you'd see him, you go, "Fuck, that's that guy."
I've never met him, but from what I've heard from former teammates and stuff, Bailey wants to be the most famous player, and he is the most followed footballer on Instagram.
Yes,
but he also doesn't want the attention, so he'll get angry at the Herald Sun.
Yeah,
it's like you can't have your cake and eat it too.
No,
that's what I've been told.
So you've got Bailey Smith. Collingwood have got Ginnivan. What's his name? I love that
Ginnivan.
guy.
Jack Ginnivan. Very, very entertaining footballer.
Yes, I like him. He's good. He gets booed, though. What's your view on booing at the footy, Danny?
I
don't like it.
It is a great question. I mean, it really got toxic when Adam Goodes was booed due to racism. Yeah.
But now, when you go and see Geelong play Hawthorn and old...
Isaac Smith will get booed.
I'm like, I go to my daughter, "Why are they booing him?" She's like, "He used to play for Hawthorn, Dad." Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think that one's fine because that's a bit of pantomime.
Yes.
I used to do a show with Lehmo and Tess Armstrong on ABC Radio called They Came to Play, a footy show.
Yes.
And Tess had this brilliant idea of there used to be a thing at the footy. They don't do it anymore, but whenever a free kick was given, they used to show on the screen what it was for. So high contact
did
or
they?
Insufficient intent to get rid of the ball in the tackle. Things like it would always just come up in the replay. Her idea was the boo splainer. So it would explain why the crowd were booing.
Great idea.
So used to play for the opposition.
Well, when I saw St Kilda play Geelong, they were booing Tom Hawkins.
Yep.
Because of something that happened in the grand final.
Yes, in 2009.
Yes.
Because he hit the post, but they gave it as a goal.
Yes.
Again, not Tom's fault. He wasn't the goal umpire that day.
Exactly. I'm trying to think of who the big star of in Geelong is, the big show pony. You got Danger.
Dangerfield. Joel Sell would be the one people boo the most because he's famous for
ducking
his head. But he's also just a very good player. So
no, he's a bona fide legend, mate.
So who would I boo? I tell you what happened to me at an AFLW game. I was at Bulldogs v Kangaroos, and the Kangaroos captain is this woman called Emma Carney. And I just started chatting to a Kangas fan because at AFLW games the vibe is so different.
I've been to one, yeah, it's great.
Great fun.
It's great.
And I'd had a few beers, and another guy had had a few beers, and we were giving each other a bit of shtick, but both laughing about it. And then halfway through the second quarter, I went, "Oh, I've forgotten to boo Emma Carney. I've got to boo her. What number's Emma Carney?" And he goes, "That's my sister." And I went, yeah, good one, dickhead, whatever. And then like 5 people around us turned around and went, "No, mate, we're all her immediate family." Oh. And I went, all right, I've got to double down here. And I'm just going, so tell me her number. I want to boo her. And thankfully they laughed, and then we started giving each other a lot more shtick.
That's my sister. That's my sister. It's the ultimate comeback, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's my sister you're talking about. Oh, yeah, right.
She actually was.
That is quite funny. Okay, the gig tonight. I'll ask you the questions.
Okay.
Questions.
I love these questions.
What went well tonight and why?
What went well tonight was the crowd were there to see our show.
Oh, yeah, good.
And they were keen.
They were.
And they were sitting in the right place, and you brought in the spotlight.
Yes, my light.
It was all set up well, and you've clearly lulled them into a sense of security. They're happy they know that they're going to get a good show. They trust.
Yeah. They're good in Garfield. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they're not all regulars. There are some regulars, but maybe the regulars make up the majority. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't know. But I was saying, there's been some heavy hitters out there. Pang, Kitty, Hellier, McGinlay, O'Neill, Kappa, Gavin Semple, Billy Stiles, Oaksy. But in terms of headliners, there's been some big names, so they've been spoiled basically.
Yeah. So they're gonna. I mean, who is the least famous person that you've put on there?
Oh, in terms of headliners,
yeah.
Oh, probably Lehmo tonight.
Right. So
in terms of profile and pure profile.
So then you're gonna have to put a lesser known act on.
Yeah, well, Lehmo's still a big name.
Lemo's still a big name.
Yeah.
But if you might have to get someone like Ben Lomas or something.
Benny Lomas, the great man. So what didn't go well then?
What didn't go well? It was hot when I was on.
Yeah, that's right.
And so I could feel them. They were enjoying it still, but they just didn't have the energy to laugh as loud at things.
Yeah.
Especially towards the
end.
But then I felt the air conditioning come on behind me.
Right, yeah, I felt that too.
And then I was like, okay, good. They're doing something about it. So,
were there any organisational hazards that got in the way? Maybe that's the aircon.
Aircon should have been cranked. Also, a couple of poles are in the way.
There are some poles.
They're only small, but it just means I did see one guy sort of moving back and forth if I moved back and forth. So,
and there was one guy hiding behind one too who looked like a bit of a character.
Yeah.
Like, he would have been good to talk to, but he was hiding behind a pole.
Yeah.
And how can we do better next time?
Move
it closer to Melbourne. Have it half an hour from our house on an hour.
Have a chauffeur drive us so we can have a few of those free beers they offered us.
Yeah, there was.
And a meal.
Oh, and a meal would be great.
Yeah, the guy did.
Brad
offered
me a meal.
I didn't know there was a meal.
No, I should have told you. Anyway. Some pubs are funny about it, and other pubs are fine. Like, oh, have a meal.
Yeah.
Maybe that's our country hospitality.
I think so. I got a meal in Bendigo a couple of weeks ago, and you always want to go, well, clearly the steak. Give me the most expensive thing there, but you don't want to be that guy. So I'm always like, oh, what's really good? And often they want to show off the steak.
Well,
Give
the
it a
thing
go.
is too, like, I mean, I'm a big Parma man, but you can actually fuck a Parma up.
Oh, you can. Oh, yeah.
Because it's a shit, like it's just a frozen fillet,
Yeah, yeah.
like a Stegel special.
Yeah, I'm pretty militant about good, proper food. Yeah, frozen.
Well, I don't mind frozen fish because most fish is frozen. But you know what I do? I check out the nationality of the chef.
Oh, really?
Like, kids are like, that's racist, Dad. I'm like, well,
Well,
no, if it's an Indian guy, I'll be getting the curry because, you know.
fair enough.
Fucking he can know how to cook one.
Actually, this might get us cancelled, but I would not. I'm very wary of white fish and chip shop owners now.
Yes, well, if they're not, but if they're Greeks were the
fine.
traditional owners. Lebanese are good.
but a Greek owner has to be white-haired now. He has to have been doing it forever. If it's his son,
or
his
hand it
kids-
on to his son. I don't mind that.
No, because they're the one. It's the sons who are always like, "No, we're going to do a new menu." And
Yeah.
start doing Thai fish cakes.
Yes,
You go, no, don't do that. Just keep it.
So, what you prefer, a Chinese owned
Definitely
fish and
Asian.
chip shop?
Yeah,
right,
yep.
that's interesting.
I would want Asian. Or actually,
This is how funny. This is how radio's changed. When I did Nova in the 2000s, we did a talkback topic: can Asians cook fish and chips?
Oh, mate, I would have rung straight away. Gone, hell yes.
Well, this was a long time ago, and the census was no, but they do a good chicken shop. That was
Really? See,
How
chicken shop.
as my son would say, that's racist, Dad.
Oh, it is
Well,
racist.
Probably is racist. You're right, mate. Very nice, my wife.
Do you know what we haven't had considering?
My wife.
There was sort of it match fish and chip shops often go with which wave of migrants are arriving. So it would have been white. It would have been Irish folks like us in the 50s.
Of course.
Before World War II. Then it was your Greeks and Italians and Europeans, and they were great. Then we got the Vietnamese and the Asians, and that's all great. Let's give Africans a go.
Yes, the Africans running the fish
African
and chip
fish
shop.
chip shop. I would love that. I'd give that a go.
That'd be good. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Well, a Chinese guy told me once, we get into fish and chip shops. We're obviously not passionate about fish and chips, but there's a business we can buy, we can do well at it, and then we can sell it and move on to something bigger.
Okay. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. The other entry-level thing is I interviewed the guy once who owned vending machines.
Oh, yeah.
And he said vending machines are very popular amongst immigrants because you can do it all yourself. English doesn't have to be good.
Yeah.
And you can make reasonable money. But it's also hard work, he said, and they don't mind hard work.
How many vending machines do you need to own before you make money?
Oh, like I spoke to the guy who owned the ones in the ABC building. And so he owned about 8 in that building, I think it was, maybe 5 or 6 or 8. Well, he said you got to get to good locations because there's a monopoly on them and they'll give you one like outside of a railway station. Like, no, fuck. That's going to get vandalised. You know what I mean? If you get a good, he said, if you got a good inside, I mean, for example, vending machines at the ABC, gold. Yeah. You know what I mean?
In a workplace, surely.
Oh, absolutely. But, vending machine inside like somewhere where youth hang out, like a roller skating rink or something.
Garfield railway station.
Yeah, not great. Not great. There's a whole pecking order in the world of vending machines.
Okay.
Because they're not owned by big corporations. People think, because I made a joke about it once on Nova. If I can, my packet of Twisties got stuck. I'm going to fucking rip off Coca-Cola or PepsiCo who own Twisties. And the guy rang up and goes, I own that vending machine. It's not a corporate thing. It's an individual owns it.
It's a mum and dad
Yeah, it's a mum and dad
style.
business. Yeah. Vending machines, it's a fascinating world. Anyway, we can talk about vending machines. Now, where can people find your stuff? You got a YouTube channel?
I got a YouTube, I got TikTok, Instagram. You're on. I even got a Mastodon this week. That's apparently the new Twitter.
I saw that. I didn't know what that was.
No, I've barely got my head around it. I've posted 3 things, and I think I've got about 8
YouTube's
followers.
a good one to start with, Danny, because his skits are very funny. His little skits, little sketches.
Yeah, things usually mostly about footy. But
look at the Collingwood sketch. It's very funny.
It's Collingwood horror. I think you type in Collingwood horror movie or something.
And you know who approves of it? My wife.
Dave's wife.
Loves Danny McGinlay. Say hello to Danny. He was great during the lockdown too, I'm like, yeah, okay. Anyway, Danny McGinlay, thanks for coming on the debrief.
Thanks, Dave.
I can eat my Twisties now. Oh, yeah. It's turned into the Junkies.